Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is July the 26th, 2018. Strong hand, offended by selling, long-term thinking. Personal responsibility is the new counterculture. Bitcoin, this game is not rigged. Yeah, I guess my feed is working today. No technical difficulties. Okay, so I'm wearing the bitcoinsolutions.ca shirt. Check them out below. They're in Edmonton. I'm going to be meeting with the forkdrop.io dude right after this. I'll give you some news about that. He's going to be showing me something, so that'll be cool. Remember, tune in on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. It's This Week in Bitcoin. That is Friday. Today is Thursday. Okay, so what happened? What happened today? You had to have, I was really offended by people who sold today, of all days, okay? Because a lot of people have been talking about, been hyping up the Bitcoin ETF. And today there was an announcement about the Winklevoss Bitcoin ETF, which was already rejected once, which was not the one we were waiting for today. Well, anyway, predictably, it was rejected, even though it's already been rejected before, and it triggered all these weak hands into selling, and all the speculators out there were blowing it out of proportion to weaken the weak hands so that they could get the Bitcoin for cheap. So in terms of fiat, it all went down. And there's all sorts of people, I guess, trying to confuse people. This was not the ETF news that people were waiting for. The ETF everyone is excited about is the proposal by VanEck and SolidX, okay? VanEck and SolidX. And Josh Kohout, he said, what's up, Adam, in the super chat? What's up, dude? Thank you for that $1.99. So guys, this was like almost fake news today. It brought down the price. It's taking advantage of the weak hands. I linked to the CNBC story. I also link to the dissent of the commissioner named Hester M. Pierce, who actually supported the Winklevoss ETF. But again, this is not the end of the world. This is not even what people were thinking about was going to happen. And I was on earlier with Andy Hoffman on the World Crypto Network, linked to below. And I was saying, that if the SolidX ETF doesn't get approved, yeah, the price will probably go down. And Andy's like, well, I don't think it means as much anymore. I don't think, it's not like it's 2017 anymore. Hey, but sure enough, even this minor news of the Winklevoss ETF that no one really even cared about anymore, this even got weak hands to sell and got speculators to blow this type of news out of proportion. So again, whenever there is bad, for all you newbies out there, for all you weak handers out there, the price in terms of fiat will probably recover very quickly from this also, by the way. But this is like a non-event at all. I mean, it's a totally sell the news event, even though there was no buy the rumor for this. There was not even, people weren't even thinking about this. They're trying to trick you that people were buying the VanEck rumor, okay? And now they're trying to trick you that they're selling the VanEck news, but this is not the VanEck news. This is the Winklevoss news. So if someone's telling you it's the VanEck news, it's fake news. Okay, they're lying. They're not telling you the truth. By the way, the great Subuka, who's got a great channel, he just sent $14.99 in the super chat. Thank you, dude. I'm glad to see you back around. Sobuka. Look him up on YouTube. He hasn't been posting lately, or maybe he started again recently. I was just looking for him. So great to see him in here. Some of you guys from the chat know this dude pretty well. He tries to cover news from different continents. not just the North American centric Bitcoin news. All right, he's a great guy. Thank you for the $14.99. Okay, so yeah, that is so the main story of the day is a lesson in manipulation and in weak hands. That weak-handed people can get manipulated so easy by news that does not matter at all. And that we are going to go through these cycles so many more times. And by the way, the real lesson is one day the Winklevoss are actually going to get approved, their ETF. And all the ETFs are going to get approved. You just have to be patient, people. If you bought Bitcoin already, you're in great shape because one day ETFs are going to be all over the place. This is the way grandmothers and millionaires who don't want to hold Trezors or Ledger Nanos, you can get that below by going to cryptohwwallet.com. Use my affiliate link. Also get t-shirts below. Not this t-shirt, but check out bitcoinsolutions.ca. But anyway, it's just a matter of time. Pound that like button. It's just a matter of time before these ETFs do get approved, and there'll be all sorts of false starts and delays. Because guess what? This VanEck one that everyone's really solid X, VanEck, whatever you want to call it, that everyone's waiting on, it's going to get delayed on August 10th or August 16th. And guess what? The day it gets delayed, people will pretend like it got rejected, so the price will go down in terms of fiat. That's why you have to keep it in your head that one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. It doesn't equal 7,900. It doesn't equal 8,300. It doesn't equal 6,900. Okay. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. All right. Check out. And again, this was tweeted about. I think I retweeted some stuff earlier about. I retweeted stuff about awesome stuff. Follow me at TechBalt, TechBalt on Twitter. Okay, so yesterday we had technical difficulties and it threw me off a little bit. It got me like my brain going like a million miles per hour. And I did not see that Javier Suarez sent me a $5 super chat. And then he actually sent another super chat during the World Crypto Network show today. So, I was already thinking about this to mention him as soon as possible. Because I'm sorry that I did not see your $5 first of all yet, because I feel bad when I forget people's super chats. I really do. And Josh Coho just sent $1.99 and he said, Tone Vay's 1,500 scares me a bit. Dude, you got a weak hand. Josh, you got a weak hand if that scares you. Sorry, man. Tone, you don't get Tone. He's from Russia originally, okay? He's just got a down personality. He's a great guy. Okay, but he always looks on the downside of things. That's his thing. If you get freaked out by that, Josh, you got a weak hand. You're not going to be able to hold in your Bitcoin. I mean, that's all I can really say about that. If you get freaked out, because again, one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. If God forbid it went down to $1,500, which is not, I mean, whatever. It's in the future, in the year 2021, it's not going to be no $1,500. You're thinking beyond the year 2020. And so if you got to understand Tone's personality. And you're not a trader, dude. So why are you even watching his trading shows and stuff? And by the way, anyway, traders lose a lot of money. And so if you're going to pattern yourself after a trader, you're going to lose all your Bitcoin, dude. If that kind of thing freaks you out, it really shouldn't. Just keep it on the up. All right. So going back to Javier Suarez, though, I really liked his name, obviously. I apologize again to Javier. For not, this was his question. Hi, Adam. What do you think of Ethereum Classic's immutability and possible listing on Coinbase today? And he also said, hey, Adam, just bought 1.8 Bitcoin. Ethereum Classic may be listed on Coinbase tomorrow. This is what he said yesterday. Do you suggest buying Ethereum Classic? Dude, if you just bought 1.8 BTC, keep your 1.8 BTC. Come on, man. Come on. And I don't know where you heard this rumor that Ethereum Classic is about to be on Coinbase. I have heard that today it was going to be on Coinbase. It is going to be on Coinbase eventually. Okay, that is true. It's going to take the place. It's going to be the cheapest one on there. So all the people who've got the unit bias will buy that instead of buying Litecoin now. And it will pump Ethereum Classic. Fundamentally, does that really mean? Does that make Ethereum Classic a great coin because it's the cheapest thing on Coinbase? That's why you should be blowing your wad of Bitcoin on it? Heck no, man. You just bought Bitcoin. You just bought the real thing. Why do you want to be playing games and stuff? God almighty, I better still be live here. Someone give me a sign. Someone give me a sign out there. If I got kicked off again, you're gonna hear me curse probably. But what else did he have to say about so yeah, don't get freaked out by rumors. Good, I'm still on. Someone made a comment about what it looks like in here. If you care what it looks like in here, you're not paying attention to my words and you don't have listening comprehension. Listen, don't look at what's behind me, dude. Listen. And again, if you were just trying to be nice, whoever that was, I only caught a second of what you said. If you're trying to be nice, I did not mean that in a mean way to you. If someone's trying to be constructive there. But again, who cares what it looks like or what I look like? It's what I'm saying. It's information I'm trying to convey to you people. And if you can't, if you're unable to understand my information because it's sunny behind me, I don't know what to say. I don't think you will have much success in life if you get distracted by it being sunny behind a person. You can't pay attention to what a person's saying because it's sunny behind them. So anyway, going back to Javier here. Don't get freaked out by like scarcity rumor. But you asked if the immutability of Ethereum Classic. Okay, when Ethereum forked off to it bailed out. Ethereum bailed out the DAO back in 2016, and that's why Ethereum Classic was created. There are going to be no bailouts in Ethereum Classic. Okay, does the market care about that anymore? I don't know. Is that principle? Yes. Ethereum Classic has some nice principle behind it that they're not going to bail anyone out. They were founded on a very solid principle. We're not bailing. But what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean when you're comparing Bitcoin and Ethereum Classic? Because Bitcoin is the rock, Ethereum Classic has a nice principle behind it. Well, I mean, come on. There's only, I go to Asia or whatever. They're not asking me about Ethereum Classic. They're talking about Bitcoin. People are built, there's Bitcoin ETFs. I mean, and again, Ethereum Classic is going to get pumped because of Barry Silbert. This is not a channel where you're advised on what altcoins to trade and the flip and all that stuff, okay? I talk about the top tier altcoins because they are newsworthy, because they're going to be around, because there are major names in the game like Barry Silbert who mess around in them, okay? But because I say their names does not mean that I'm telling anyone to wait to use their disposable income on this stuff. If you have disposable income, if you paid all your debts, get yourself some Bitcoin. That is what I'm very solid on. So Javier, you took a great step. You got 1.8 Bitcoin. End the story. Don't worry about Ethereum Classic from there. Okay. And again, people who are coming to this channel because they want, to hear about the latest altcoins, the latest 6th-tier altcoins, you've come to the wrong place. So I'm going to give you a second to leave. Okay, we're moving on now because this channel is a 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin channel. You can call me a Bitcoin maximalist. I'm calling myself and this channel 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. That is my philosophy. That is my, so, value your wealth in Bitcoin. So, okay, there's a guy out there who, and again, what I preach is not for the impulsive. It is for the patient and the long-term thinking. If you get distracted by pretty pictures and pretty faces, I mean, again, if I wanted you all to be entertained or whatever, I'd go hire some stripper and she'd come on here and strip for you while I talked about Bitcoin. You wouldn't know what the heck. Well, no, while I talked about 5th-tier altcoins and I'd have awesome graphics, things exploding, and it'd be bread and circuses for you. I'm not here for bread and circuses 80%ers. I'm here for 20%ers. And if you haven't grasped the concept yet, I guess you have no listening comprehension whatsoever or reading comprehension, because you're supposed to check out the links below and click on those links. They're very informative. Take time to read them. Everything that I talk about is linked to below. And it's serious. When I go to other people's pages, I click on their links, I read. You got to read too. Reading is fundamental, as they used to say. So there's a great guy out there named Gary Bassin, who I'm going to try to get on the show. I linked to his Twitter below. He is from the traditional finance thinking way of traditional finance markets. And he's going to post at Hacker Noon, crypto investing for traditional asset managers. And it gives good insight. He talks about why do traditional asset, and this is actually a summary from another guy, Taylor Pearson posted this. Why do traditional asset managers and investors care about cryptocurrencies? When they enter the market, how will they allocate across different crypto assets? How will they trade in and out? So that's a summary of what Gary wrote about. So here's a clip of what Gary said, actually. Bitcoin's biggest selling point to institutions. Bitcoin returns are not very correlated with other asset classes, even without a view on whether Bitcoin will replace gold or the Fed or whatever. Smart money is interested in its uncorrelated returns. I predict this will be the primary driver of new money flowing into Bitcoin and perhaps a few other top coins over the next 12 to 24 months. Okay, the uncorrelated asset aspect of Bitcoin is something that intrigues and is going to get traditional asset managers into cryptocurrency, because they're not about guessing what the next 100xer is going to be. They're about, conservatively balancing and diversifying their portfolios, whether it be, they got some stocks, they got some gold, they got some funds here, some funds there, and they want to throw crypto into it too. It's awesome for them because it's uncorrelated and it lowers their risk. Andy Hoffman has mentioned this numerous times, the uncorrelated asset aspect of Bitcoin. Why traditional institutions and people from those traditional institutions are going to pour into Bitcoin for that reason. Okay, and again, Andy Hoffman has a similar background to what this guy has. And again, for the third day in a row, I'm talking about intergenerational knowledge being passed down from the traditional finance generation to the crypto generation. This is a type of knowledge that's very important, and it should be very reassuring to people that we are only at the beginning of all of this right now, okay? Because this institutional money has not poured in yet, okay? And the ETFs have not been created yet. YK, thank you for the $5 in the super chat. Thanks a lot for all the super chat guys today. There have been a lot of guys really, I appreciate the support of the channel. You 20%ers, you rock it, baby. You understand what this is all about. And I appreciate every little bit that's given back to me, because I'm giving all you guys my all my emotion. And this is not about emotion. I'm giving the information, but it's got that wild Meister flair to it. I don't let the emotion blind me. Again, that's why I talk about Bcash. You can't ignore some of the facts about, just because I say the words of Bcash doesn't mean I'm a fan of Bcash. A lot of people don't get that because they only hear one word and they're triggered. It's unbelievable. Okay, so this, again, we got to get this Gary Bassin on the show. I just tweeted with him. I'm in motion. I just tweeted with Gary just before the show started. Jarrett is going to come over here afterwards to show me forkdrop.io. I'm in the middle of freaking Edmonton. I am on fire, baby. I love it. All right. So yeah, Andy Hoffman has talked about the uncorrelated assets before. And so this guy Gary also he basically says Bitcoin is the winner. Bitcoin is the one that the traditional finance people are going to want to be in, because it's been the government's, it's safe. The government's given its seal of approval. He also mentions Ethereum. The only other one he really mentions is Ethereum. But anyway, so that's a traditional asset manager's view on things. It's good to get that. Please read his whole article. It is a long article. I linked to it below. Okay, and yeah, so the World Crypto Network show that I was on earlier with Andy Hoffman, that is linked to below. I mentioned Litecoin, and some people are going to freak out. It was a very long-term prediction for Litecoin. Again, get Bitcoin, but I did say something. Some people are going to freak. Adam said it's a great thing about Litecoin. Litecoin is a top-tier altcoin. That's basically what I said, but I said it in a very flattering, what it might be worth in the year 2028 type of way. Okay, it's what I said isn't happening tomorrow to Litecoin, or even in 20. Whatever. When Bitcoin is worth a lot more in fiat, Litecoin will be worth a lot more in fiat. How about that? Watch the World Crypto Network show that I did with Andy Hoffman. It was a lot of fun. It was an hour long. It was great fun. It's linked to below. If you haven't watched it already, I'm sure a lot of you have. Remember, check out disruptmeister.com. That's where you get the archives of all the show. You got all the shows that I've done. Tomorrow is Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, right here, This Week in Bitcoin. And I keep on talking about Boise. I'll be on the 8th. There's going to be an event. The event in Los Angeles is going to be in downtown Los Angeles on the 11th now at a bar at 7 p.m. I have that written down. We'll get to that in a second. All right, let's talk about Facebook real quick. Let's deferral of gratification, people. Deferral of gratification. All right, so Facebook, it went down. It went down in a market cap like over $100 billion today. It was like a record. That's the most that any stock has ever gone down in one day in terms of market cap. And it basically went down almost as much as Bitcoin is worth in market cap, which really puts it in perspective. But hey, Facebook is still there. So obviously Facebook had been pumped out a lot. A lot of people believed in it because of fake numbers and just a lot of hype and Mark Zuckerberg. And now it's just, deflated real quick there. But this is my advice to them. And again, I want everyone to put in perspective, because people do say the stock market isn't as volatile as Bitcoin. Well, it just one stock lost its entire value. Bitcoin's entire value. But something that I would tell Facebook to do now, okay, so there's not much to stand on now, Facebook. You've neutered yourself. You've made yourself politically correct. Appeal to the 20%ers, dude. Appeal to the future. Get into crypto. Buy Coinbase. Do something. Incorporate Bitcoin as something people can pay for specials with Bitcoin. Do something with Bitcoin. Being politically correct, Mark Zuckerberg, has gotten you this today. And again, Mark Zuckerberg, you're a multi-billionaire, so you really don't care, I guess. You're going to be rich no matter what. You're a smart dude. But this is politically correct, trying to fit in. This is what happens to you, Facebook. You get rocked, and now everyone's against you. Who can? Everyone will be against you if you get into Bitcoin too, but you'll stand for something. So buy Coinbase, get into something. Hey, it'll be good for Bitcoin. I'm looking out for myself too, dude. Pound that like button. And I'm looking out for the 20%ers who are long-term thinkers who got into Bitcoin, because eventually something like Facebook, something like Twitter is going to get into cryptocurrency, and it is going to be big. It's going to be huge for the space. So why not use this as an opportunity to encourage Mark in Palo Alto to go do this? What's up to all the people in Palo Alto, Mountain View, Sunnyvale? What's up, dudes? San Jose, the Silicon Valley. I love you. Even though a lot of you are virtue signalers, and a lot of you, all of you, and not all of you, lots of you. Okay, okay, what is this here? This is from Mr. Hodl. BTC, Bitcoin does not have a website, just like the internet doesn't have a website. Bam! Pound that like button. Bitcoin doesn't have a website, just like the internet doesn't have a website. You get it, people? All right, so Anthony Monero, his name is. He sounds French. Monero. He sends $2.29 in euros. Okay. He says, I used to promote Be Private. Is it still worth it? No, I did not tell people to buy Be Private. Do you remember what I said on December the 26th? I said that Z Classic, if you own the Z, if you're a speculator, if you have a lot of Bitcoin already and you have no debt and you want to speculate and you're willing to lose a lot, you can get the Z Classic for $10 and see where it goes from there. Was I right? Yeah, I was darn right. Okay, about the Z. But anyway, the Be Private you got for free because you own Bitcoin. That's a bonus right there. Is it safe to split your Be Private yet from Bitcoin? No. But if you had your Z Classic, if you, again, people who listen to me in December, when I first brought up Z Classic, if you manage that thing right, you did very well off the Z Classic alone. Who cares what the darn B private is worth? But again, that's not what this channel is about. I was informing people about a unique Bitcoin crypto dividend. The B private at that time, to this day, is the most unique one. It was a spork. It forked with. So I have never told anyone to buy B private. Do I think B private's not worth very much now? Will it go up in value? It probably will. So, but again, you got it for free because you own Bitcoin. So try to increase how much Bitcoin you got because of your free B private. Okay, that's what I have to say. I like Giuseppe, who's behind that now. I like a lot of Chris has been on the show. Giuseppe's been on the show. Because they're on the show doesn't mean Adam says to buy B private. Okay, so I mean, if you want to say that's a promotion for B private, then I guess that's your opinion. I guess that's your thing. I'm not a promoter of B private. I think someone who promotes B private is encouraging people to buy it. I am not encouraging people, nor have I ever encouraged people to buy B private. I have encouraged people to hold Bitcoin because you get these free crypto dividends. You get them when it's safe, and you increase your Bitcoin. It's a benefit of holding Bitcoin. It's a one-time dividend payoff from these people trying to create their own altcoins off of the Bitcoin name. And again, like him or hate him, what's his face? Well, I can't even think of his name right now. Down in Austin, the one that everybody hates, who created the B private idea. No, it was a very unique idea. I don't think it was. He's a unique dude. What is his darn name? The guy he used to be in Texas. What's his name? The serial forker, they call him. I can't even think of his name right now. But yeah, and it is very rare that I say this is a good speculation, and people have to understand what that means. Hardly any of you watching this show are not in debt, and hardly any of you can. I mean, that's just Americans in general. I mean, I know it's mostly Americans. Hardly any of you can afford to risk losing everything on an investment. So that's when I say something's a good speculation, which I've said 3 different times only. You got to be willing. It's a gamble, and so I do not encourage gambles here at all. And again, no matter how much I explain what a speculation is, as much as I explain who should even tiny bit be consider themselves a speculator, people are going to misinterpret it and say, Adam, you said to buy this thing. Okay, so that's another reason why I hesitate to even bring up other names of coins that you could possibly spend. They're in debt, and they don't manage their finances properly. Okay, so that was a little that was unplanned, but hey, be private, guys. I hope that it goes back in value because I got a lot of it for free. Okay, I want B private to do well. I want B gold to do well. I want B rhodium to do well. All of you should want them to do well if you hold Bitcoin because you got them for free. They're crypto dividends. That's the point. All right. Yes, I'm French, Adam. Thank you. Well, thank you, Anthony. Thank you for the 229. I've not been to France before. I've been to Portugal. That's as close as I've gotten. Congrats on your World Cup. I know people are freaking pumped about that. And then he sent another 99 cents in euro. Dude, you're awesome, man. You're really supporting the show. Thank you. This has been a wild, wacky show. Okay, well, we're near the end anyway. We've been near the end of the show, so you guys are getting a lot of bonus stuff here. Matt Odell tweeted, centralized national digital currencies have the same core issue as fiat. They require trust. Despite leadership of Iran and Venezuela pitching them as a solution to their inflation issues, they will ultimately fail, just like their traditional fiat counterparts. Nobody trusts them. Okay, you've got a great point there, Matt Odell. Yeah, Venezuela and Iranian cryptocurrency, no one's going to trust those. They might be successful for a while. I mean, first of all, the Venezuela Petro, that Ret is the name of the dude in the Be Private guy who I couldn't think of his name. Pound that like button. Anyway, but no, Venezuela hasn't even gotten their act together. So we're hearing rumors about Iran now, and they're going to do their. No, people won't trust them enough. People in those countries do not. When it comes to fiat, when it comes to finance, they don't trust their countries at all. But Matt, I gotta add a little correction here. If the United States created a Fed coin, and they will, there will be plenty of Americans who fall into line and are like, you must be a patriot and support Fed coin. There'll be many people like that. They'll be like, this is better than Bitcoin because it's got the United States backing. The United States is filled with blind statists on the left and on the right and in the center. Blind statists who just want to get by, trust the government 100% and will be like, oh, wow, this Fed coin is totally innovative. I don't care that it's centralized and that it's inflationary. Why should I care if it's inflationary? I never cared that the dollar was inflationary. So that's a little bit of it. That's a very interesting aspect of these Fed coins. I think it's much more likely that a huge nation's Fed coin will be successful because they will be more blind, loyal people in those countries. They're used to being statists when it comes to finances. In some of these developing nations, they've been through so much. They don't trust the government at all. They know that their Fed coin is worthless and it's going to get printed out of oblivion. So basically, the United States will be able to carry on the Fed coin shenanigans charade for a very, very long time. Once they bring it up, it will have value. The petro will only have value for like a certain amount of time before it's totally figured out as being fraudulent. Or the Iran or Ayatollah coin, I guess, will be what they call the Iran coin, right? Ayatollah coin. All right, so 1979 coin or something. All right, so Saturday. So again, finally, and I encourage the people of Iran to overthrow their Ayatollah, definitely. Because there are secular people out there that are, not down with what's been going on over there and stuff. All right. So, but hey, man, take personal responsibility. I'm not here to, I can't. That's their country. They do what they're going to do. Personal responsibility is a new counterculture. I got to manage Adam Meister here. Got to manage Adam Meister. So, yeah, the Saturday, August the 11th, the LA crypto meetup will be at Boomtown Brewery. 7 to 10 p.m. in downtown LA. It's not far from Skid Row, dudes. Maybe I'll go walk over to Skid Row. See, because I'm from Baltimore. That kind of Skid Row doesn't bother me at all. There's some people from LA. They're so weak that they're freaked out by downtown LA. Weak is the wrong word. They're not used to the grime of what an East Coast city traditionally brings. And in downtown LA, it's pretty nice, except around Skid Row. It's funny. There's a hotel there called the Hotel Baltimore in downtown LA. And right around there is where Skid Row is. So is it a coincidence that the worst part of downtown LA is right near Hotel Baltimore? All right. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the notes section below. CryptoCoin.com. I'll be in Philadelphia on August 18th. Check that out. Bang that bell button if you need updates when this thing goes live. Again, thank you, Anthony Monoret, for your and everybody for the super chats. Pound that like button. I'll say hi to you in the chat. Bye.